Hello everyone. Welcome. Been doing some tests against the knight today. I'm going to try and figure out what the best build for fighting them is. Just making sure that all my audio is working perfectly fine, and it is. Hello in chat. So, we're just going to be doing some simple tests today. The first question I want to answer is the Shadow Mantle better on Susie if you're on the weird route, since you don't have access to the Deal Maker? So we're going to do some tests. I also have Devil's Knife here, just because that's also one of my tests for later. But the main test here is basically figuring out, is Shadow Mantle better for Chris or Susie in this fight? Since I don't really think the items... I don't really think the Royal Pin or whatever you have in the second slot makes a massive difference to Susie's damage. So just to show my build to start with, so Chris has Saber 10, Shadow Mantle and Twin Ribbon. Susie has Devil's Knife, Spike Band and Royal Pin, and Rousey has the Puppet Scarf, Lodestone, second Lodestone. Just going to be starting off with some basic attempts here. Do I think Puppet Scarf is useful since Heal Prey kind of falls off later? I think Puppet Scarf is good for the purpose of the Weird Route exclusively. I have Deal Maker on Susie because of the high defense and high magic for Root Buster damage. You forget that the prophecy happens, is that what you're saying? Tenor does get cut in half. It is unfortunate. Hi Rudy, how you doing today? Hello in chat. Right. So I'm going to do 3 runs with Shadow Mantle off of Susie and then 3 runs with it on Susie, and we're going to see what the difference is and how effective it is. And by 3 runs I mean 3 successful attempts. So none of this death stuff that's going to happen. Off to a good start. I do forget that it does Devil's Knife does take into account that Root Buster takes less TP to charge. I hardly ever use Devil's Knife, so that's going to take a bit of getting used to as well. Root Buster, and we can just straight up attack here. 150. 27 with a pretty bad hit. Mouse is down, unfortunately. Chris is down as well. I'm confident surviving this, so we'll just Root Buster. I didn't show off my items, but I will show them off in a second. So we have 5 mints. We don't have the dust because you can't get the dust in the Weird Route. 5 deluxe dinners and a spin cake and exec buffet. Start off reviving Rousey. How that was survival, I have no idea. Root Buster, and then we will use a deluxe dinner on Chris. Not good. Right, I think with Chris we should Exec Buffet, Root Buster, and Defend. No offense, but you kind of suck at night. I mean, I have beaten them with no equipment before, so there is that. I'm not perfect at the night, but like I'm semi-decent, I'd say. And then so yeah, Puppet Scarf does a lot with Rousey compared to the Ragga 2. Yeah, the Root Buster damage is like calculated based on how close you are to hitting it. So like you can hit it a lot closer and it still do a lot of damage. 50 from one hit of Rousey, wow. Root Buster and then attack. Oh. That wasn't the best. Yeah, we spin kick here and then we Root Buster and then we... Doesn't matter what we do with Rousey, really. And then we just triple defend here. That was pretty easy. We'll be starting again, reset, loading my save in a second. Actually, I'll just do that now. So that was attempt 1. That went really smooth. But I am going to get another 2 attempts in just for like a bigger sample size. I still have the right build, yeah. Yeah, I do. Just for consistency. I know it doesn't matter what slot it's in, but like, yeah. It might be faster if I just like purposefully like die at the end, but I don't know. Here's the scene, guys. We're gonna be seeing a lot of it today. There's a lot of TP grazing there. This is going very well already. Probably afford to just heal Chris here. Do I think the Death is the Night theory is true? Honestly, no. I think the Knight is more likely to be Rudy, because I think it's more interesting from the plot standpoint. And I'm like 99.9% convinced that Des is the lost girl, and the objective of the Knight and what they are doing is to find Des. Like, people don't just cause the end of the world for no reason. Unfortunate, but yeah. Defend, Buster, and then attack again. Carol has two katanas as the only holiday member to have them. The Knight uses the sword on the right hand. They hold it on their left to use magic on the right. Yeah, I also don't think Carol's the Knight either, just because the time frame for her to get from her house to the church to show up in Chapter 4 just seems impossible to me. 47. That's unfortunate. Min and then Buster. I think Chris will go down here probably. Jesus, that's early. I think we spin cake and then we also deluxe dinner Chris, so we're all at full. Close to full. I think Devil's Knife might actually be better than Jevil's Tail for the night at this rate. Might already have solved that, but I still want to figure out if Mantle's better on Susie or Chris. So yeah, we just triple defend here. But that's 10 attacks, that's not many. I got hit a lot there and still survived. That says its volumes. That was the fraud bullying guy. It's going great. I've not lost once yet. mean, the whole objective of this stream is to try and figure out what the best build is for the weird route, because you don't have Dealmaker. And obviously Dealmaker is, like, almost perfectly optimal for Susie. I think the only... I'll also probably have to make a save file where I get to the knight with the Devil's Knife and the Dealmaker. Because I don't have a save in that state yet. Watch the knight commit a Gabriel and dual wield swords like a maniac. I mean, possibly. What's everyone's thoughts that the knight's gonna reappear and be like a required boss to defeat at some point? And like, how on earth is that gonna work? Like, are they gonna be like easier and take a lot more damage, or like is just the regular development of how we do it gonna be enough? Do we have to turn a die again? Unfortunately, yeah. Because I have to reload a separate save anyway. There are desk talking files in chapter 3 and 4, can't be coincidental. Yeah, I have actually made a video on those, like the person in the code. There's some really interesting stuff in there. And for me personally, it adds to my theory that Des is meant to be the second hero, and because she's not here to fill that role, Susie's here instead. Since Susie had plot relevance to chapter 1, and there's other reasons for it. We can attack here. Yeah. I should not have survived, but here we are. I think Devil's Knife helps in the sense that because Susie can just dish out damage, and with Root Buster like every turn, Ralse has turns free just to do whatever. Smooth. Probably should have healed there, but keep going. Yeah, I think we accept Buffet here, Root Buster defend. Bad hit with that. There's also boarding language classes that I drew Balthazar making smoke feed and telling you to relax in the whiteboard. Amazing. Still not good at that attack. fix the auto delay after this anyway, because we're almost done with this attempt. I think anyway. Right, now is this the... Well, yeah, this will be the final one, won't it? Because we just had the other one. We're also getting swooned is not good. Deluxe dinner. That was easy. This fight sometimes is just like ridiculously simple, I'll say. Right, well, reload the save. And now we're going to test Mantle on Susie, and we're going to test, and instead of having Royal Pin, because Spike Band is 100% better than Royal Pin for this fight. It gives way more damage for Root Buster. Right, so Chris wants the antenna tie. And then Susie wants the Shadow Mantle. Save so I don't have to redo that every time. It's like the knight is some kind of fraud, they absolutely are. Sorry I do this to you every time, Tenor, but it's required at this point. Yeah, I got the motivation to do this video, like, and do the stream, mainly because I was playing this game casually with, like, an optimal setup for the night, and I just floored them. Like, I used about 4 items and beat them in one attempt. It was really satisfying. Alright, we get it. You don't want Toriel. Why is Toriel so sleepy here? Because it's nighttime. There's a night logo of death several times over. I'll put one at the end once we've done with the all the calculations and figuring everything out. It feels weird having the Mantle and Susie, but hitboxes, what are they? That was a lot of TP gain from that. I mean, the damage isn't too different, really. Might as well just attack with everyone. Look at that damage difference from Chris and Ralsei. No, I should defend with Chris, really. good. That is definitely not good. If you give the Shaman to Rousey, I genuinely don't know what you're thinking. The only valid reason to give Mantle to Rousey if you're doing a Rousey only attempt, where you only can attack with Rousey. That's the only valid reason. Chris only deals more damage when their teammates are down. Yeah, I know about that. I have a theory regarding that, but it goes into my Chris analysis that I'm going to be working on at some point. This is worrying. God, what if we lose one of these attempts? Exec Buffet, Root Buster defend. 154. Go for a damage Rousey build with Puppet Scarf, Spike Bench, and Mantle Trust. I think the best build for Rousey, if you're doing a solo Rousey run, is Puppet Scarf, Jevil's Tail, and Shadow Mantle, just because Jevil's Tail has more defense than Spike Band. You guys. No, Deluxe Dinner on Chris, Root Buster. I'm gonna attack with Rousey here. Alright, now how close are we? Big yikes. Okay, we're in the last one now. Right, I think we cake and then we deluxe dinner on Chris. Everyone's at decent health now. Unfortunate. Two hits, that's also unfortunate. 3 hits. Let's avoid getting 4 hits. We avoided getting 4 hits. Everyone lives. This is fun. Right, we reset. Begin again. I mean, from the test we've done so far, I'm going to say 100% that Devil's Knife is definitely a valid option from the Jevil fight. I think Jevil's Tail is better, like, more consistently across the game. But if you're worried about this fight specifically, then yeah, it probably is better to get the Devil's Knife. Potentially. I will be doing tests with the Jevil's Tail later. See how that is. You know a lot, I like it. Listen, when you research everything and spend half your time on wikis about this game, yeah, you learn a lot. I like to be, like, calculated before making claims that are false. Because I've said for a while that I think Jevil's tail is better. And, like, on a purely statistical numbers point, it is. But it's, like, so close that the buff from Devil's Knife might be slightly better than Jevil's tail. If you're doing Weird Root, you should get Jevil's tail, because if you put it on a wall, she can one-shot most things. I mean... yeah. But, like... what's harder at that point? Like... you have to consider what's more difficult. Like, is it more difficult to freeze everything? Is it more difficult to, get Chris to beat Spamp to Neo? Or is it more difficult to fight the Knight? Because at the end of the day, you probably want to get all Shadow Crystals on a Weird Root run. Just for the sake of not having to make a 4th save file to see what happens. You gotta speed it. You don't have to speed. Why am I trying to hold breath again? 146. 28. Or 7 and a 37. I think just for the consistency of getting Rousey to attack every turn, that might be the benefit. Don't hold breath with Chris, block with Susie, and use Tension Max with Rousey on first turn. Oh, do hold breath with Chris, then use Tension Max. You get enough TP where the Tension Max really isn't useful for this fight, especially with Devil's Knife. I think we're safe. It just gives so much more consistency and gets this fight cleared in less attacks. Okay, that's worrying. No, we have to defend with that. Considering I can't play for Chapter 3 and 4, it makes me start wondering how hard it is. I'll say this, there's like... this is the only fight in the entire of Chapter 3 and 4 that is like really, really difficult. Like, all the other optional fights are like easy. Just pirate Deltarune. Don't do that. I mean... if I ever had money for the full game, my ass would be handed if I ever tried fighting this guy. I mean... I'll tell you my story. It took me about 5 hours worth of attempts to beat the Knight for the first time. Because I've practiced their patterns specifically, this fight is like really simple for me. I can mess up quite a bit, as you're seeing now. Like, I'm not making the most optimal of moves here. And I'm still getting past them pretty alright. Well, Susie can't robust with spin kick here, and then I think we deluxe dinner on Chris, and that gets everyone back to full. I think this is... oh no, it's time already, jeez. Big yikes. I don't know why I'm messing up this fight so easily now. And with ERAM, it's either clear it in 30 minutes or several hours. Oh god, I am dreading when I have to get to ERAM and in the no-hit for the entire Deltarune run that I'm going to do at some point. That's going to be a fun one. I think this is the last Mantle attempt for now. All my homies hate your and John Mantle. I really hate that fight. Stop streaming at like 6 AM. I stream at like, so it's like 12:30 where I am right now. I stream at this time because I live with other people, and this is like the only time where I'm actually in the house alone. So I can just stream without bothering anyone. Where's Noah when you need her? She's in bed having nightmares, as per usual. No hit the night. I'm gonna no hit the night at some point, but like today's not that day. This also works as like practice for fighting the night properly, where I'm actually gonna try and no hit them. As you can see, today is not the day. Good 37 there. Wait, so you're telling me Chris opened a dark fire, went to remove the thorn ring from Noelle all in the same night? That and throw Birdley in hospital. You should play Deltarune, but it's windy outside. That's called living in the UK. God, why would Kara make me force Chris and Birdley together? That's just unthinkable. Hold on, actually, I think the best thing here is to stay consistent, exec buffet, and then attack. So we get enough TP to defend next turn to guarantee Root Buster. Even with getting hit. Why blame Kara? It's their own doing. Blame Kara for everything. It's totally their fault. You know, because they clearly forced us to do everything. It's not like we, the player, have free will. It's not like the only reason Kara is called Kara because it's a meta joke and not the actual name. They're a totally real character who has complete control over us and is making us do all these horrible things. Stray, the second you come in stream is the second I lose. Very interesting. Maybe Kara was the friends we made along the way. That is the first loss of the stream. Again, I'm not perfect, but like, neither is anyone. I was about to joke that that attack is basically free. Never open your mouth or think anything, ever. Okay, that attack's free. I can't believe Jevil died of Ligma. Who the hell is Jevil? So how many of my regular viewers are sick of hearing Black Knife in my streams? Stupid. Getting delay again. Give me 1 second, everyone cover your ears. There we go. Can't do anything. And the wheels are broken. Here's a hot take about Black Knife that is coming from someone who absolutely hates ERAM. I think Burning Eyes is a better song than Black Knife. Black Knife is great, don't get me wrong, but like, I think Burning Eyes is like way better. Susie lives. This is gonna be a fun one to heal, isn't it? I think revive Rouse here. I think I'm gonna die this turn anyway with Susie. Unless I can dodge this perfectly. Yep. Oh, we're already here, jeez. And we're already dead. This damn fraud. Listen, I'm just not locked in enough. That's the problem. If I just lock in, then we'll win. Simple as that. That's a good spread. Look at the knight's feet, it's like an object there, I don't know what it is. Or like the sort of purple mist surrounding them. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually thinking, given the fact that I've died twice with the Mantle on Susie instead of Chris, I think Chris Mantle is just better. And it stands to reason why, because, as I've said for, like, forever, your support character in an RPG is more important than your damage dealer. If your support character can keep doing whatever they need to do, your damage dealer will just do the rest. Stupid. Rudy's a ballet dancer or Des? No, Rudy's a ballet dancer. Des has like completely normal shoes, so she can't be a ballet dancer. Clean 40 there. We'll attack here, why not? What disease does Rudy even have? It's called opening Dark Fountain Syndrome, where if you open too many Dark Fountains, you end up just getting ill. It's like, you know, everything in moderation, as they say. Like, you can open one Dark Fountain and be just fine. When you open like 17, then it becomes a problem. Rouse, stop dying in 2 hits. Mint Buster. Clean. Exec Buffet, Root Buster, Defend. Ah, damn it. I think next attack will be it though. Gonna spit the spiral. Yep. Stop killing me. I said stop killing me, and then you go on to kill me again. It's not how you're supposed to do it, Rudy. You know what? Yeah, just to be at full health. Not like it matters too much using the spin cake. Ah, 1 hit on the last attack. Chris, do the honors. Another run. I don't know what I'm going to test this point. So, like, I think Mantle is better on Chris, just as a general. But, like, I think I still need to decide if Devil's Knife is better than what was it? It's not what I'm meant to do. I need to decide if Devil's Knife is better than Jevil's Tail. I'd argue Susie still she's still the most damage dealer. Yeah, but Chris is your best support, and just from what I've gathered from my tests, I usually have better attempts with Chris than with Susie. -2 magic, Chris. I mean, magic is, like, irrelevant on anyone who isn't Susie, so, like, Tenatai's a great piece of equipment. I've seen the special line that you try to put Snurring on Rouse. Remind me when we get the next attempt, because... and by next attempt, I mean, like, next... once I reload my save again. Chris will learn Thunderbolt some days, trust. What, is this the 3 elements of, like, Fire, Rude, and Thunder? If not, I could tell you the line. I'd rather see it for myself, but I will, like, make sure to check it when we get to the next run. Technically, Rouse says OG Shazam was about fire. I mean... Ralsei does use fire magic, and like, if you like get him to light with Balthazar, he uses fire magic, which is like suspiciously similar to how the Dreamer family use it. Because we see multiple instances of fire magic in Undertale and Deltarune. Like the Pyrrhips have fire magic, and that looks different. I think El Nino and El Nino have it as well, but it looks different to how it does in the Dreamer fights. Whereas Ralsei's looks like almost identical to it. I have to do in chapter 2, yeah, then yeah, you can tell me. That was fun, thanks Ralsei. Judging based off your gameplay of the past few night fights, and you'd definitely no-hit this fraud. Yeah, probably, but like, I have to get a lot better at most of these attacks. I think if I had the damage output that I've had across most of these fights, I could beat it like pretty easily, no hit. I just need to, I think if you take every attempt, you could splice together a no hit where I'd only get hit on the circle daggers. Do you think I jinxed you now? You probably did, but like, I don't have to fight the knight with a no-hit for like another week at least. Big yikes to everyone dying to that attack. Oh my god, it's Des Holiday in chat. We have Phoebe Tox and Des Holiday. We have everyone here. Big yikes. This is not a good attempt at all. Like, not even close to one. Revive Ralsei. Jesus, we haven't seen this attack in a while. Right, now question is, can we avoid the hellish diagonal teeth? Probably not with how this attack's been going so far. Well, screw you. Screw everything about that attack. Just lock in. Easy. Try using only Robustus and attack no other way. I mean, yeah, but Ralsei's damage lets you hit basically, like, the damage threshold so much quicker, because 3 attacks from Ralsei is like the equivalent of 1 Rude Buster, so it speeds up the attempts quite a lot. Bad hit with Ralsei. I want to note that I have no hit the knight up to this point, and I've only just taken damage now. I think this is a pretty clean run. Seven times 3 is 111. What do you mean, 1 Rude Buster? I mean, it's pretty close to it at this point. Like, I was making an estimation because I know if you hit it on point every time, it's like pretty close to it. Susie's down, Chris is down too. You know what? Why not? 70 damage with them. Yep, knew it. Reviveman and a deluxe dinner. We're not defending for this, which is concerning, but hey ho, I've managed to one hit this attack before, so like I think we're fine. It's 2 hits, right? 3 hits. Four hits. Only 4 hits. Chris, do the honors. Thanks, buddy. Next attempt. Alright, I'll see the interactions with the ring on Rousey now. See if he says anything. One misclick would have been cooked? Absolutely, but like, I wasn't. Rotting Knight never stood a chance. They never do. Yeah, equipment. Oh god! Interesting interactions. Susie, have anything else to say? Susie, why do you know what Noelle smells like in this chapter specifically? I mean, to be fair, like... Didn't Noelle give Susie a pencil on, like, the first day of school when Susie arrived in hometown? Alright, save. This is gonna be, like, one of the last attempts with the, Devil's Knife, then we're gonna move on to my other save where I have Jevil's Tail. It's not a weird route save, but like, I'll just remove Deal Maker from Susie and do the test with that way. Yeah, she thought it was an actual candy cane and ate it. Both Susie and Chris have eaten pencils before. If you actually, I think if you try and give Noelle the wood blade, she comments that it looks a bit chewed. What the hell is going on with chat right now? You've all been spamtonified or tenified. I know people say you can't avoid diagonal eyes by moving horizontally or vertically. I don't know either. Oh god, they're in chat. Hi. Hope you like getting beaten up because that's all this stream is. attacks there. That is not good. Can't use dust strats, unfortunately. That sucks. I was looking forward to using dust strats, but they don't exist in this chapter. I panicked and got punished. I never panic. I only succeed. That's all I do. Damn. One of those attempts, is it? Chris? No. Exec buffet. Buster. Attack. You will perish in my hands. Dude, I've beaten you with no equipment. You are nothing. Chris, kill your boss. Right, we're gonna move into the Jevil's Tale save. So I might as well talk about a theory that I have, or it's more of a question if anything, but who is the narrator for Deltarune? I just changed my items here to be fair, because there's a popular theory, if you don't know, that Kara is the narrator for Undertale, but there's so many inconsistencies with who the narrator is in Deltarune that it's kind of one of those weird situations. Right, so I want to mimic as close to a weird route save as possible with this. So I'm gonna go buy some deluxe dinners again. We don't have the puppet scarf, unfortunately, in this save. We have the Dealmaker instead, but I'll just de-equip that. Everrope pin. That can go in instead. I would have to get a second lodestone instead, because I think the tension bow makes this, like... Yeah, because you can't get tension bow in Weird Route, so I have to buy a second lodestone. I mean, I have a pitch that, potentially Chris, the narrator, can, like, control certain options. Because, like, Chris is almost 100% this world's version of Kara. Would I attempt a 7-turn night run someday? I mean, potentially. It just depends how much damage you can output. You have to be, like, perfect with all your night hits, attacking with everyone every turn after turn 2. Sorry, Tanner. Tension max needed to. Oh, absolutely. It would be a turn 1 thing straight up. I think you need Tension Max and Devil's Knife just for the, like, damage. And you have to also no-hit as well, just to, like, make sure your defense doesn't matter, so you can run any equipment. Alright, see you later. What's my favorite Shadow Crystal boss music? I really don't know. I love them all for different reasons. It would have to be between Big Shot and Hammer of Justice, though. That's unfortunate. Exec Buffet, Root Buster, Defend. Unfortunate. Wait, no. We need to do that and then you can heal them. $51, that's good. From this experiment so far that I'm doing, given how much I really can't attack with Ralsei as much because of the TP requirements, I think I might be safe in saying that if you're doing Weird Route specifically, Devil's Knife is better than Jevil's Tail for the purpose of this fight. Remember when I first fought the knight on Weird Route saved most of my healing out of CD bagels? Did you just not have the money to buy, like, the, deluxe dinners? Because that's like a difference of 60 HP per heal, that's a lot. Yeah, we spin cake here. Unfortunate. Okay, I don't think it makes a massive difference between Jevil's Tail and Devil's Knife. But I certainly found myself having an easier time with the Devil's Knife over Jevil's Tail. If the knight added antlers to fool us, it would make sense that they do shapeshift. I mean, they do, but they still have the antlers even after shapeshifting. I had money only when I refought him because I wanted to make Chris's life worse. I was like, huh, how do I beat him with this stuff? I mean, you can always grind for money. Like, you can still fight the enemies in the TV world and get a load of money that way. We triple defend here. Chris, do the honors. That was a good attempt. We go again, though. I'm tempted to just use my regular, like, normal route build. Just for one attempt, just to show that off. I'll do it now, actually. Just simply because why not? I had very little money before Birdly boss fight, and suddenly I have 2k Dark Dollars and I'm confused. I beat everyone and they don't want sparring with me anymore. Did you also have like a load of points, or did you already convert all those to Dark Dollars? Right, so this is going to be the run where we use the normal route equipment. I'm not saving because I will need to go back in after, but I just want to test this out just to make sure, because I didn't... It's nice to just have tests on the normal route with this. Because this is what I think is the optimal build for the knight. If you get the Jevil's Tail. I don't know if Dealmaker or Jevil's Tail is actually better at this point, because both are pretty good, and the damage difference is so close, it's almost non-existent. We'll do like 3 more successful runs and I think I'll end stream here. This wasn't going to be a massive, like, long stream. It's just be a quick one just to gather footage for my next video. Not next video, but like one of the ones I'm working on. That was not good for me. I mean, you can already see the damage difference between normal route and weird route just from the deal maker. It makes such a massive difference in this fight. That should not have dodged, but it did. It was a big risk I was taking with that. Not a massive risk, it's not risk, it's all the same. Susie's down, unfortunate. Get back up. Why fight me again? What do you get if you keep beating me? Nothing, hence it's no use to keep doing it. I get bragging rights and practice for a no-hit eventually. That's what I get. I'll see you, sub. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream enough to do sub. 165. Jeez. One, unfortunately. 172. How are we still going? Should we be like close to death at this point? Dream Mirror I spared only once. I mean, even in weird route, I still recommend, like, using strats to, like, spare. Just because it's easier, and there's no massive benefit to, like, fighting aside from freezing everyone. I'm running this in low health, I don't know why, but I chose to do that, I guess. I think this is the only, like, final attack where, like, they take over the entire screen and they can actually kill you. Chris, do the honors. Interesting fact, when Lancer becomes stone in Chapter 2, you can push him to the table as well past appears in the sky. You back and re-enter the plate as emptied. How does he eat the spaghetti? How does he do it? Right, reset. We don't know. I mean, a Swatchling could have eaten it for him. It's not the same build as before, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say for Weird Root, Devil's Knife is better than Jevil's Tail. Just for the consistency and damage. For a normal route run, I still don't know for certain yet, but I'm leaning towards Devil Knife being better for this fight. I think for the whole run, as I said earlier, I do think Jevil's Tail is better. And it is definitely better if you're speedrunning. But I calculate the difference between using the Jevil's Tail and the Spike Band. Yeah, it's like minuscule difference. The most likely theory is that Rudy and Carol working together is possibly the best reason. I mean, the Knight clearly has allies, right? I think one of them is the Knight, 100%. I don't feel like sparing recruiting once they commit to the villain role in this route. I mean, that's valid, but like... You know... A true villain does what is best to benefit them and no one else, and the only reason you freeze is because it benefits you and no one else. Agree, Weird Root save should kill. I don't kill my Weird Root saves. I don't like doing No Mercy runs. I play every chapter pacifist because I enjoy it. Where's the other game? We'll fix it after this attack. Everyone cover your ears. There we go. Rue doesn't have a known disease. Carol has katanas and doesn't let anyone hold this katana since that's the code. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like the circle of people who are like the Knight and working with the Knight is like Chris, Rudy, Carol, Asgore. And that's why I'm convinced Rudy is the Knight. It just makes sense, you know? Remember when that attack was hard? The evil ass Dark Fountain openers. I mean, yeah. Like, I'm fully convinced Rudy is the Knight, and my explanation as to how Rudy, someone with weak health, is able to carry Undyne all the way to the shelter from Chris's house is that he didn't do it. He dived straight into the trees the second he left. and then either Asgore or Carol just carried them down. I'm pretty sure both of them are strong enough to do that. Yeah, we'll use Exact Buffet here. Rude Buster and defend. I should have healed Grosso there, but I didn't. I'm stupid. Very stupid. Fend, Buster, Cake. Yeah, I think that decides it, I'll be honest with you. I honestly think that I can safely say after that, Devil's Knife is better for Weird Root than Jevil's Tail. For this fight specifically. Just the fact that you have to deal with the absolutely insane diagonal attack. I know it's not guaranteed, but like, I think it's highly likely, especially if you're struggling with the fight, that you're going to have to suffer through that if you're doing it with the Jevil's Tail on the Weird Route. Right, that was a good run. I think I'm going to end stream here. It's been a nice short one today. I've got other videos to work on at the minute, so yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for the start of no-hitting the entire of Deltarune. See you guys later. Bye for now.